Game face on when I chase like that. Yeah, I play so strong with a knife in the back. I'ma swing home run like a baseball bat. Gonna see me rise, you can hate on that. I don't play both sides, doing me no cap. I'm a ride or die for my dreams on tap. I'ma fly real high, you ain't see me slack.
Hello and welcome to our 2022 Christmas special for Brand X Reviews. Not something we do every year, and there's not so much of a specific point to this video. It's just a very general chill out and just to say Merry Christmas to our regular viewers, all two of you.
Right, so this video, kind of a Christmas special. We're just going to talk a little bit, kind of vaguely about certain things and get into some random stuff. Obviously, we talk about movies on this channel, which we like. It was a bit weird. But yeah, so one thing we have talked about quite a lot on this channel before. Obviously, we've got the core.
Yes.
Standard intro for the core. One thing we've talked about quite a lot in the past was the Die Hard franchise. And there's kind of one like fundamental question about Die Hard at Christmas that comes up every year. And to me, it always leads into another question, a more important question. But we'll address the first question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Any thoughts on that, car? Or was that your answer?
My thoughts? Yes.
So yeah, I mean, really, it depends like how you define a Christmas movie. Some just kind of like turn the nose up at like 80s action films in general, the kind of cinema snobbery kind of thing that you get with,
Well, that's just thing. It's like, okay, I can't stand watching shit like Elf or Miracle on 42nd Street or any other Christmas movies. So I'd rather watch an action film that's set at Christmas. Surely that's my fucking choice.
Yeah, and who's to say that like a Christmas film has to be a certain genre, whether or not it's a drama or a rom-com? You know, how is an action movie any less legitimate when it's set at Christmas as a Christmas movie than Die Hard? It is that kind of Siskel and Ebert kind of like, oh yes, this film's catering for the lowest common denominator kind of. I realise that's not what they sounded like from an accent point of view, but that does tend to be the kind of vibe that you get from people that say it's not a Christmas movie. They're disqualifying it on the basis that 80s action movies were dumb, therefore it is, instantly dismissed. When really there's a lot of elements in there that absolutely give it the hallmarks of a Christmas movie. It's not just incidentally set at Christmas, like a film like Iron Man 3 or something. Christmas is woven into the movie, like to a point where it's literally in the plot. It's Christmas Eve. That's why he's there. He's not just happens to be there, and it happens to be Christmas Eve. And there's enough in there to remind you that it is set at Christmas as well, like consistently throughout the movie. To the point where I think it became like a thing after that to set action movies at Christmas. It became like a bit of a thing to the point where in Last Action Hero, I realised that was kind of written by Shane Black and directed by the same, or co-written and directed by John McTiernan, who did Die Hard. There's a bit of a nod at the beginning where the guy says, it's a hell of a way to spend Christmas. But yeah, the more important question is Die Hard 5 a Die Hard movie? Not, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
The answer to that is no, it fucking isn't.
No, it isn't at all. Yeah, we've talked about that many times on the channel, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Now, I came out of your house last week, didn't I? And I came carol singing at your door. How did you feel about that?
I was kind of ambivalent.
Yeah, well, we'll play the clip anyway, bear with us.
So myself and the core had a Christmas SJS the other day, and rather than just knocking on the door, I had to do something rather extravagant and annoying in particular for him as well. So, well, here it is. Right, so here we are at the cores, here to give him some Christmas cheer. We've come carol singing to his house, so let's just see how he responds. He's not going to be amused. Here he is. It's like one of them Predator Hunter videos, this, isn't it? Slightly more jolly. Here it is. Oh come, oh ye Topher.
Get the fucking, it's cold.
Yes.
Right, so it's Christmas time. Then we have the Topher. Yes. And it's not looking at the floating car. The floating car and yes. Damaged Topher. Right, I think we both get it at the same time. Oh, that's pretty shit, is that? It's like a blinking, either have me or you, but not both of us. Well, we're too awesome comparing the same like image together.
I think that was something that I think you were more annoyed at the heat getting lost from your house rather than me carol singing on your doorstep. To be fair, but
at least I fucking know you, which is like a big like step up from the usual carol singers that are just like randomly coming around your house. It's like that's nice and all, but I was just having fucking dinner. You know, can you not fuck off, please?
Yeah. Every year around here where I am, we get the Rotary Club coming around, which is fair enough. I mean, you don't have to answer the door. And to be fair on them, when they come round, they don't just come knocking. They've got a some kind of vehicle anyway. They've kind of decked out with Christmas lights, and it's playing Christmas music. So it's kind of got like a nice bit of a vibe. So even if you're not answering the door to them, it's kind of like that time of year. It reminds you it's Christmas, and it adds a little bit of Christmas cheer to things. But again, I don't answer the door to them.
Yeah, I mean, just like when the Coca-Cola wagon comes around.
Yes,
that adds a bit of Christmas cheer.
Yeah, we've got a clip of that as well. That was from 2014, wasn't it? That was in Sheffield, wasn't it?
Buff loves the Coca-Cola wagon when it comes around.
Yeah. Should we play the clip? This was in Sheffield. We just happened to be there, and the truck was there. So, here's a clip of that.
Topher is coming. Topher is coming into the face of the bar.
But yeah, so obviously we're kind of talking generically about Christmas now. Kind of part of this video, it's kind of a more of a chilled video. We'll just talk about what we feel like talking about.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me also, because I was discussing this with somebody else recently, a big part of like Christmas films for me are just like films I would have watched on Christmas as a child.
Yeah.
So for me, even though there's nothing Christmas related in like Indiana Jones or like the original Star Wars trilogy, those were always Christmas movies for me because they would be shown like prime time on Christmas or like Christmas Eve or Boxing Day. Like you would always have like, you know, just on normal like BBC One, BBC Two, be like, oh yeah, Star Wars is on now. You know, that was just the norm.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that, to be fair. Sometimes watching those movies, especially when you watch them on Christmas, they feel more Christmassy, but if you're not watching them that time of year, they just feel like, you know, Indiana Jones. But if you are watching on Christmas, I think the combination of that, it kind of, you know, does kind of spark those kind of memories. I know some films, even older than those, like The Great Escape, that was always one that used to get played, not necessarily on Christmas Day. It was usually sort of a couple of days later. For decades, that was a thing. The only association there is the bit in the film where they're all singing when the first day of Christmas the Topher stole from me my Batman collection
so that
DVDs.
does, like, you know, I can see the connection there.
Yeah, but it's a 3-hour film and that scene's only like about 3 minutes of it. But yeah, I don't know. I fully agree. It's a good point you make as well because it does kind of bring things back. Obviously,
I also used to remember. Again, this is something I don't think they do again. When I first started working at, and we had access to a TV back then, they'd often show like 2-3 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Eve, just fucking random. Like, why the fuck now? They'd usually show some old like Hammer horror film because they did that 2 or 3 Christmases in a row. So it's like, well, I'm working Christmas Eve. I'm bored shitless. It's 4 in the morning. What's on TV? Okay, we've got a random Hammer horror film. Well, fuck it. You know, I'll pass some time.
Yeah, I do wonder why things like that sometimes happen. Like there's somebody works the TV station that somehow has the same kind of mentality that me and you do. Like it's Christmas, we're going to put Indiana Jones on, and like everybody's like wondering what's the connection. But to them, maybe it means something.
I mean, I think back in the day, like when it came to stuff like Indiana Jones and Star Wars, they were still like relatively new, quote unquote. Like, I mean, they've been out a while, but not like forever, because we talk about the 90s here. And they were like family films, like the entire family could, you know, in theory, sit down and watch, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark or like Empire Strikes Back or something.
And Back to the Future as well. That was another one.
Yeah.
Show them. So yeah, no, it's a good point. So in terms of local stuff, obviously for the last couple of years, things haven't been running to the same degree as they once were. We've had Christmas markets back again because that was something that we missed a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, they seem right popular because, again, working in a hotel, we were absolutely rammed last weekend because there's I think they call it the Dickensian weekend up in Gargrave, and there's the Christmas market in Skipton as well.
Yeah.
So, like, all weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we were absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
So a lot of people from like surrounding, like not necessarily people who live in Skipton. Like it's a big tourist pull.
Yeah. Well, I was telling you just before we started the video that last night there was a thing in this area with a lot of tractors riding around, making an absolute racket just before 8 o'clock at night. It was pretty cool, though, to be fair. I mean, it didn't bother me. I can see how it might have pissed a few people off, like waking them up, people with kids, that kind of thing. But to the rest of us, it was pretty good. I was just sat at home and this racket sounded like a train was going past and a lot of like engines and like honking noises and stuff. And it was this convoy of tractors all lit up.
Yeah,
Similar to like
for clarity, if a train's going past his house, something's gone very fucking wrong.
Yeah. Well, there is a train line nearby, but you can't. Sometimes you can hear it off in the distance, but not like this. This was, in fact, I got a video clip of it. I'll just edit it in here just so you can see what I mean.
So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Just a quick 30-second video. You can see what was going on here. There were quite a lot of these things. They were well lit up and making quite a racket as well. So it kind of might have been annoying to some people, but it's good to see people enjoying it.
No, I've not heard of this before, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Anyways, it's nice to see a lot of these like traditions, like old ones, but also new ones, kind of starting up as well. Now, in terms of Christmas gifts and so on as well, obviously me and you got. What did I get you? Did I just send you money? I can't remember. Oh no, I got you.
No, you got us something, bitch. It was obviously super memorable.
Yeah, see, we know what me and the core to the audience. We always know what we're buying for each other. We usually just either transfer money and buy it ourselves, or. Well, that's better than what you and your brother did. Would you like to tell the story of you and your brother, or is it a little bit too sensitive for YouTube?
No, just all right. Yeah, I'll get you something for Christmas. A £10 check. Won't be so bad if I ain't already given him 20 for his for Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's like I might as well just give you a carry and you give me nothing.
Yeah.
At least I don't have to like go specially to fucking bank to cash this check.
So you're basically swapping like £20 notes, but then one year you gave him 20 and he just gave you a tenner. So the next year you gave him a tenner and he gave you a £10 check. That was brilliant.
I still gave him a 20 because, like I say, I'm like not a skinflint. It happened like 2-3 years in a row. It's just like, oh, maybe it was a bit skint that year. It's like, no, he's just being a skinflint bastard.
Yeah. But yeah, we know what we got each other, don't we? I got you the Top Gun movies. You haven't seen them yet, but I think well, you've seen the original, but I think you'll enjoy the new one anyway.
Yes.
And you got me the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, or Robin Topher Prince of Thieves, 4K Arrow Blu-ray, which I'm looking forward to watching. But
that's also a Christmas movie. Part of Robin Hood is set at Christmas.
Oh yeah. Call off Christmas. Well, it's referenced. Speaking of Christmas gifts, I've got somebody, friend of mine, Sue, and you know the meme. It's the big guy. Obviously the black guy. I kind of hesitant to say that because there's a cliche of black men having big willies because it's a cliche thing. But it's the only way to describe him really is the black guy with the big willy. That's kind of how most people would describe the meme. I can't remember his name. He's like a porn star or something. that where he's like
I don't
kneeling
know.
down?
I'm not an
Yeah,
expert.
You can neither confirm nor deny those. But yeah, you know the one I mean anyway. And in fact, I'll weave it into the video, but not the Willy.
Yeah,
But
so to be here, it's this guy here. This is probably one of the least offensive memes showing this guy that I can actually show you because it's kind of appropriately cropped. Let's just put it that way.
yeah, it was
I was gonna
related
say,
to that.
be,
Anyway.
be specific there.
Well, let me
I
just play
don't
the
think
clip.
that's going to get
Anyway.
onto YouTube if you put the Willy in it.
Yeah, I'll play the clip so people know what I'm talking. I'll tell the story and I'll play the clip of what I've got my friend for Christmas. She's not opened it yet, but I can show it here because I don't think she'll be watching this.
Right, so here we are again. It's Christmas, and for some reason the end off my hat keeps vanishing. Oh, there we go. It's back. No, it's gone. There we go. Whatever. Anyway, so it's Christmas. I got our Sue a present, and she's gonna like this one. I think she's not gonna be disappointed. Hopefully, she has a good laugh when she puts hot water in it. Now I know she thinks that this guy is Mr. T. Oh, Sue, it's not Mr. T, really, seriously. But anyway, hope you enjoy this when you open it. Here it is.
So yeah, weaving a lot of clips into this video anyway. Like I say, it's kind of a random Christmas special. Hope it kind of makes sense anyway. But yeah, so other Christmas movies we were talking about Die Hard before, weren't we? There's quite a few other examples. Some that are kind of not forgotten about, but don't get much of a mention when it comes to Christmas movies, like The Long Kiss Goodnight. Pretty good one. Pretty much anything that Shane Black has had a hand in writing is usually set at Christmas. Obviously, I mentioned Iron Man 3 before. He directed that as well. And there was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang as well. That was another one that was a Shane Black one. So, are you still there, Cor?
Yes.
Yeah, I've just gone quiet.
Yes,
So-
so, let me talk, bitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never got around to watching Fat Man, did you? That was a Mel Gibson one.
I've heard good things about it, but no, I didn't get around to watching it.
Yeah, it's not amazing. It's fairly not low budget, but it's not like a huge budget Christmas film. But it's pretty good. I've watched it 2020, then last year, then I watched it again this year. Really enjoyed it for what it is. It's Mel Gibson's pretty good in it as well as Santa Claus. Walton Goggins, he's really good in it as well as this kind of deadpan kind of hitman. But yeah, it's one I'd recommend. Supposed to be going to see Violet Night as well. So we'll see about that if I can get over to give that a watch. But if I do, I might do a review of it possibly. So we'll see if that video's up before Christmas. You'll know if I've been to see it or not. But yeah, other Christmas movies? I'm just looking at the ones I've kind of got.
There is always the classic Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. No,
Yeah, that's not. Is that even set at Christmas, or is that just one that you?
that is not set at Christmas. It's just one of those like family films that everybody could watch.
Yeah, I think she's still alive, Angela Lansbury as well. I think
No, she's passed away. I think it might have been this year or last.
Yeah,
Pretty sure Angela Lansbury is actually gone.
Yeah. We'll be having to do our celebrity death list as well, won't we, by the end of the year? I'm preparing mine already.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right on that like I do every year.
Yeah. Yeah, you never do a list. You've been on the list, but you've never actually done a list. But
Yeah, and I'm not dying just so you can get one of your fucking names.
Yeah. Oh, none of mine dies. Quite rare. I got Adam West a few years ago. I remember my sister saying congratulations and commiserations because she'd use like a big hero of mine. But yeah, no, I've got a list in preparation anyway for this year, so we'll see. I think I've got some good names on there. So yeah, that's something that we do every New Year's Eve, don't we? Just before. In fact, last year we put a lot of people were putting what's the name down from the Golden Girls? Not Betty Davis. Fucking hell, she's long since passed. You know what I mean? Anyway, and yeah, and she died she just died a few hours before midnight. The last surviving member of the Golden Girls, anyway.
Yeah, just to be clear, that is not the Topher. The Topher was never in the Golden Girls.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Just in case people were getting a little confused there.
Yeah. So anyway, any other Christmas related anecdotes that we can throw in the Christmas special for this year?
Well, I mean, we have our Christmas like a tradition. Hiding Buff and telling me he's not shown up. And then he'll jump back and be like, "Well, hey."
Well, we haven't seen
Except
Buff.
for the last few years, it's turned into a different tradition. I'm not coming out because of COVID.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a tradition into like what 2035. No, I'm still scared of COVID. Like, go on, Buff.
Yeah, Buff is definitely still alive. It's not just a Buff bot anyway, because he has visited every Christmas Eve for the last few years. But damn it, Buff,
we need to show up in a giant inflatable bubble, like so it was completely protected last time.
Yeah, no. Mind you, it's not COVID that he was protecting himself from. It was the Dover. So yeah, no. Well, Buff is due to come round on Christmas Eve to exchange presents again. So we'll see about that.
Well, we do have to get Buff a special present every year.
Oh yes, the taunt gift is ready for the Buff. Yeah, we haven't missed that one this year. He's not going to be disappointed. Let's put it that way. Anyway, I think we're kind of making this very much about people that most people watching this will have a clue what we're talking about. So let's rein it in.
I mean, another Christmas tradition is, of course, the "It'll Be All Right on the Night." This is why we're doing our own clip show.
Well, yeah, that's true.
These clips themes were the Topher.
Yeah, well, I mean, they used to do like, they still do like TV specials and stuff, but I do seem to remember there were like some Christmas, like "It'll Be All Right on the Night" with Dennis Norden back in the day.
Hello to the people watching, and to those of you recording this, goodbye.
Yeah. I remember one time saying, I was thinking totally randomly, I could picture Dennis Norden. He could have played a character in Ghostbusters, like the original one. He kind of had that look. And John says, yeah, it could have been Egon's dad. It's like, yeah, he actually does look a bit like him. Yeah, he's got that kind of look. So yeah, is Dennis Norden still alive? Surely not.
I haven't a clue.
Yeah, he could have been. I think he died actually. Yeah, no, he's not going on the list. So anyway, on that note, I don't think there's much else. So in fact, just before we go, let's play a game with Maisie. We've done this on the channel a few times. In fact, I'll just roll the clip.
Right, so it's game time with Maisie once again. And this one, like we've done before throughout this year on this channel, we've thrown in this game where you have to count how many tongue flaps Maisie can do. My end's gone again. Why does this thing keep vanishing? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you've got to count how many tongue flaps Maisie does within the space of 30 seconds. Sometimes she can surprise you, sometimes she can let you down, so you never really know. So 30 seconds, countdown is about to begin. Get counting, go. So that was 24 tongue flaps within the space of 30 seconds. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm pretty sure she can do more than that. She did seem a little bit distracted towards the end, and maybe she was a bit tired as well. So I was hoping for something more, but like I say, you never know which way these videos are going to go. So 24 is the number. Congratulations to everyone who got the right answer, and we will see you next time. Maybe you'll see this thing not vanishing next time. It's in some kind of state of flux. Yeah, anyway, whatever.
Merry Christmas, you bastards.
Yeah, so we'll pretty much leave it at that. Like I said, this video has just been a bit more kind of like laid back and just for whoever's watching. I don't know. We usually talk about something and stick to a topic, but this was a Christmas special, so we thought we'd throw in a few sketches and stories and anecdotes there. So yeah, to everybody that's been following, all 12 of you, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to Paul Cage as well. I'm sure you'll be one of the few that's still watching this video. Anything from the core? Any final words?
No, I think I said Merry Christmas, haven't I?
Yeah, I don't think it was recording. So, but yeah,
Oh, damn
but you
it!
have
Oh,
now.
Merry Christmas, you bastards!
Yeah.
Are you
Right,
recording
no.
this time?
It is. I can confirm it is recording now. So, right, well, we'll leave it there. Brondex Reviews. You can subscribe to the channel if you're desperate. Most of our videos are not like this. We usually stick to something a bit more specific. But yeah, like the video if you liked it. If you want to dislike it, you can't because nobody can see it because the White House doesn't like people seeing how unpopular they are. So they took that function away on YouTube. But yeah, on that note, we will see you maybe next year or maybe not if we do any videos between now and New Year. And say Happy Christmas.